Never miss another live stream again. Hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell, and click see all notifications. What's the motherfucking deal, Sauce Nation? It's your boy, Honcho, a.k.a. your Houston homeboy, your Houston homer. This is a Sauce Sports special. If you're not familiar with Sauce Sports is a Houston, Texas homer channel. So we're talking about all sports, but only Houston. With that being said, today we're talking about the Texans. As you can see, we up in NRG. We feeling good, you know, not really, because the Texans season has been horrible, awful. It's been a fucking, just a big clusterfuck. But we taking on the Jags in a revenge game for what happened earlier in this season opener. And so today we're going to talk about the 5 fucking factors to finish against the Jacksonville Jaguars. So with that being said, man, let's just get in it to win it. So the first fucking factor to finish for the Texans, as we all know, Tom Savage went out with a concussion issue last week, a very strange situation that took place. The second time it's happened to him. Last time it actually happened, I think, against the Jaguars, but last year. So yeah, it is what it is. But we're gonna have to rely on Yates the Great this week. So it's gonna be, I mean, he looked a little crisper, a little bit better on the pass, a little bit more mobile than Savage. I really think Savage might have took an injury, you know, the week before, but we're not gonna get into that. We're just gonna talk about the 5 factors. We're gonna get straight into it. Yates is gonna have to come out. Has had a little bit of experience, you know, in the system. Has been back and forth with the Texans for quite a bit throughout his career. You know, has been known as the Texan savior, the Bengal killer. You know, a lot of those good things, but it's just, you know, I mean, it's basically a third string guy. I mean, you know, how much hope can you have in someone to go out there? He just has to go out there and do what he does. Like I say, finding Hopkins, he came in, he gave a little bit of spark to the offense. He seemed to be doing some things. So maybe that's just the fresh breath that we need. You know, I mean, he'd been here a couple of weeks, so he was able to probably pick up some things. I just feel like, you know, it's an unfortunate situation for Savage to be in again, but that might be it for him. That might be a wrap. And so let's hopefully the great Yates experiment, you know, to end the season, hopefully, like I said, can bring a couple of smiles to our face. Hopefully he can get a couple of wins that we'd like to see before it's all over with. So let's talk about the second of the 5 fucking factors to finish. No matter what has been going on, no matter what has been happening, teams have been failing to stop DeAndre Hopkins. I mean, you can double him, you can do all kind of things, you can hold him, you can fucking tackle him, you can do whatever. There's a reason that man has the most pass interference calls against, you know, opposing players, because you just can't stop him. And shit, half the calls don't even get called. Nobody makes better sideline grabs. Nobody has more sure hands than DeAndre Hopkins. I don't care about AB. Look who, like, this is the thing that the national media is finally starting to say shit that, you know, I know I've been saying for years. The channel ain't been here for years, but I know something I've been saying for years, and that's that DeAndre Hopkins is the best receiver in the league. Look who he's playing with. I mean, look at his comparison to the guys who y'all call greats, who people say are greats, you know, the ABs and the Julios. Look at the guys who are throwing him the ball, and look at the litany of trash, you know, other than Deshaun Watson, that has been throwing the ball to DeAndre Hopkins, and he's still balling. His name is still up there. You still have to respect what he brings to the game. So I expect DeAndre still to shine. A lot of people talk about Bouye and Ramsey. Bouye ain't gonna be able to hang. Ramsey likes to get handsy, so you know how he would love the opportunity to try to fill all over Hop. So I'm sure that, you know, he'll draw a couple of penalties in our favor. But like I say, I don't see either one of those guys as good as they may or may not be. Nobody's stopping Hop. I mean, the best of the best have lined up against him this year, and I haven't been able to do anything about him. So, like I said, as long as the quarterback's trying to get him the ball, you know, DeAndre Hopkins ain't gonna stall. So, anyway, that's the reason number 2 of the 5 factors. Factor number 2 of the 5 factors to finish. Let's talk about factor number 3. Sauce Nation, y'all already know y'all are the freshest motherfucking ingredients in the world. And before we get to that next factor, man, make sure you drop your flavor in the comment section below, because like I said, if you're not a fresh ingredient, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and click see all notifications. Then you become officially a fresh ingredient. Drop your comments, drop your sauce in the comment section below, because I love reading that. Y'all know I try to comment as much as I can and try to just reply and just stay on top of that, because I like hearing your opinions, because it's not just about me. Y'all are the ingredients that make the sauce fresh. You know what I'm saying? Y'all are the flavors that make the sauce fresh. You know what I'm saying? So be a fresh ingredient, man. You know, do your job, man. Stay on your job as a fresh ingredient. Hit that comment section below and let me know how you feel. But on to that next factor. All right, as you can see, third factor in our 5 factors to finish, we got to see what's going on with B.O.B. And I know usually y'all expect me to put Clowney in the third spot, because that's usually what I tend to do for some reason. But today we're going to talk about B.O.B. and, you know, about his mindset. And I think that he's focused on the players. I think that he's feeling, you know, going to do what's best for the players on the field. I think he's a guy that the players like. And, you hear a lot of the media starting to talk about he's in the hot seat. A lot of people said that shit last year, and you see what happens. I think it would be stupid. It would be dumb if the Texans did such a thing. I just don't see it happening. But the national media, the media around town, they start saying crazy shit just to make up stories. There's no reason now for me to believe that B.O.B. is on the hot seat. I mean, look at what's happened to this roster. If anybody should be on the hot seat, you know who it is, but that's not going to happen. And if the Texans were to let go to B.O.B., I guarantee he would find a job faster than they find a new coach. I can promise you that. Now, of course, it would be coaches lining up to want to get with Deshaun Watson, but I don't see anybody else out there on the market who provides a better situation than B.O.B. You have Clowney, you have Clowney, you have Savage, you have Deshaun Watson, and other guys coming to B.O.B.'s defense. And, you hear stuff like that. Players don't talk like that about their coach unless, there's rumblings and there's rumors being said about, job security and shit like that. But I think it would be very unwise of the Houston Texans front office to move on from B.O.B. This whole team will collapse, because I think he's the only reason that the pieces stayed together as they were, because, from the Bob McNair situation and other things that have been going on, these guys come out, even with the limited talent on the field, and they still compete because these guys enjoy playing for B.O.B. They play very hard and extremely hard for Bill O'Brien. I don't know. Anyway, let's get into the fourth factor, because that was a little bit strange. So let's get into it. Now, another factor to consider is the defense. The defense played well. You had certain guys who played pretty well last week. And my thing is that we just have to tighten up. Like, the Jags are not a potent offense. Bortles been playing a little bit better, in the last few weeks. We have to contain Fournette. And, like I say, he broke I think he hit the 100-yard mark on us early in this year, but it took him a lot of carries to get there. And so, I'm sure he's improved. I don't even know if he's, like I said, I don't even know what his condition is. Like I said, I know he was dinged up a few weeks ago, so I'm sure he's playing. But, you're going to have to contain guys like him. The receiving core I'm not just super concerned about, but with Kevin Johnson on the field, y'all know I was a big Kevin Johnson fan. I've been a little bit limited on Kevin Johnson this year because of his play. I mean, it is what it is. He's going to have to make some plays. He's going to have to do a bit better than what he is, because, like I said, I know the guy has talent. I know he has the ability. A lot of his shit seems to be mental mistakes, just doing dumb things. You got to get your head turned around. You can't just be grabbing on motherfuckers for no reason, just giving up fucking PIs for no reason. I mean, just pointless calls. So no clowning around. I'm not just specifically talking about clowning, because y'all know he's going to come out and do what he do. Cunningham, I have a good feeling about. Cushing. Triple C's, you know what I'm saying? Cushing, Clowney, Cunningham, man. Them boys going to come out and they're going to do what they got to do. So I'm not worried about that. Cole too, Cole World. So, those guys are guys I'm not worried about on defense. But just as a whole, the secondary has to tighten up still, even if it is the Jags, you know what I'm saying? Because one big play can fuck shit up. But the thing is, if you can keep these guys from getting in the end zone, I want to say that first game we gave up some turnovers. We put ourselves in bad field position, and then with missing 11 guys or 11 guys getting injured, and we got to figure out what's going on. There's something with the Texans. I mean, I wonder if it's around the league with all these concussions and all these things, but it seems like the Texans have had more concussions in a little bit, and that shit don't make no fucking sense. But like I said, no clowning around on defense. We're gonna have to get super serious, because their defense has the potential to create turnovers with what we're putting on the field. Because like I said, we got a third string quarterback. We have some receivers back, which is good with Fuller coming back. We're going to have to utilize him and some other things. So let's just get into the fifth factor. The fifth of 5 fucking factors to finish. We're going to finish on the fifth factor. All that other good shit. Let's just get into it. And number 5, the fifth of the 5 fucking factors to finish phenomenally focused forward against the Jaguars for the Texans is finding Fuller, man. Will Fuller, finally came back last week. I don't think they utilized him enough. He's a guy that keeps a lot of pressure off of Hopkins, and I would say, maybe that opens some things up for Hopkins for the respect that they had for Fuller. But you're going to have to find him, get the ball in his hands. I mean, you're going to have to make some deep throws. You're going to have to do some things, use him for what we brought him here for, which was being a legitimate deep threat. In the first matchup, he wasn't there. So I think that's why, like I said, because I want to say they played decent on Hopkins earlier this year. But like I say, now with Fuller back, you have to respect some things. But of course, with your third string quarterback in action, you get what you get. But I feel like TJ Yates is better than Blake Bortles anyway. So we got to find Fuller, man. Not finding Nemo, finding Fuller. We got to get the ball in his hands. He started to become a go-to guy earlier in the year. If Deshaun Watson was able to do that, I expect a veteran quarterback who's been around the league a little bit to be able to get the ball in his hands too. He's got some experience. He should know how to make those throws and make that happen. But like I say, the lack of chemistry, it's just what happens when you're a backup. Hopefully, like I say, they find some time this week and they can work on that connection, because you're talking about a quick score, you're talking about a deep threat. You need that type. So you got to be able to, you got to be able to go deep. You got to be able to make big plays, so they can, they have to respect the passing game, because otherwise, you can dink and dunk and they'll let that shit stay in front of them all day. But you have to be able to get behind the fucking defense and make some deep throws. So we have to find Fuller, utilize this guy with his 4.3 speed, whatever he brings to the table. He's an asset, so you have to utilize it, and then, like I say, more game experience for him is better, because he's missed a good chunk of this season, more than we would like, because he definitely could have contributed to some other things. But like I say, it's fuck the Jags, and so we need to find Fuller so we can get to where we get. But that's the 5th of the 5 fucking factors to finish. But before we wrap this up, so like I said, those were the 5 fucking factors to finish, man, for the Houston Texans to finally feel phenomenal. I don't know. Anyway, too much of that shit. But anyway, so like I say, man, I appreciate all you guys who've been fucking with the sauce, been fucking with the flavor. Make sure you slide over to StaySaucy.com. Go get the new, freshest flavor, you know what I'm saying, from Sauce Sports. You know what I mean? If you just a member of that SauceNation, if you just want to have some extra flavor for this holiday season, say Christmas time's coming up, get someone for the sauciest person, it's probably your grandma. You know what I'm saying? I love the grandmas. The grandmas love Honcho. It is what it is, man. But to make sure you go get you some of that fresh flavor. I appreciate everybody who's been showing love and been supporting the channel. Got some new things coming up. We're gonna take this flavor to the next dimension, man. We're gonna really stir it up. I got some new ideas, so stay tuned, because I got plans for this shit, man. So I appreciate all of you who has been a part of this so far, and most of all, stay saucy. I'm out. It's your boy Ed Honcho. Now I'm out.